So this video is probably going to take the award for one of the only videos here on YouTube of how to actually use and trade on the Nadex platform. I don't know why there are no other videos like this one on YouTube already, but I've been getting so many questions and DMs and messages from people that want to trade on the platform and have absolutely no idea what it is that they're doing. But don't get scared away. I was just like you in the beginning, and that's why I'm making this video. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the walkthrough.
Feel just like a rock star.
Hey, what's up, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Rico, aka RockStarrFX, here back with another video. And like I said, today we're going to be looking at the Nadex platform and teaching you guys a little bit of the ins and outs and how to actually use the website. I mean, you would think being the only binary options platform that's actually legally regulated here in the United States, there would be a lot more videos on how to actually use it, but there isn't, and I just don't understand it. So that's why I'm doing this video. Now, before I do this video, I do want to make it very clear that I am not getting paid to do this video. This is not a sponsorship video. I don't make any kind of money whatsoever on telling you guys how to use this platform. I am just simply doing this for educational purposes, as I know that a lot of my following may be based in the United States or one of the other many countries that Nadex is allowed in. But by now, you probably have seen that the Nadex platform does not work or trade like any other binary options platforms out there. So this tutorial is very much needed. So obviously, yes, I'm on a demo account right now just for example purposes. I'm also going to place some trades here to show you guys how that works as well. But when you go ahead and head to the Nadex website, you actually have two options on the main site to either log in to a live account or to log in to a demo account. Now, with the demo account, you actually get a demo account for free for 30 days. After the 30 days, you can no longer use the demo, and they advise you to upgrade to a live account. But if you are not ready to go ahead and actually fund live money into a live trading account just yet, then you can always just use a different email and create another free demo account. Loopholes. So let's get into it, guys. When you come over to the main screen, this is the home screen right here. As somebody that is brand new, it'll probably be in your best interest to click this blue button that a lot of people really don't pay much mind to, the how-to button. Now, once you click the how-to button, there are a lot of different kind of just tabs right here, which will completely make this video obsolete, but it literally shows you how to place a trade, how to manage your position. Literally everything that you need, you can type it in, and it will literally walk you through it right here on the Nadex platform. So I go to how to place a trade. As you guys see, look, it says click on the markets tab to get started. So you go ahead and click it, boom. Then next it tells you, select your product type here. Okay, so if you want to do binary options, call spreads, or knockouts, which are the three trading styles that Nadex has to offer, we're going to do binary options. Click next. Boom. Now it's going to tell you to select your currency pair, or in this case, indices. We click indices, and it literally walks you through step by step with how to use the platform. It's so amazing how like a lot of people just don't even see this stuff, right? Like it'll tell you exactly what to do step by step. This is your order ticket. This is your order type. This is the number of contracts that you'd like to purchase, and then you go ahead and place a trade, which I'm not going to do just yet. But you guys see how simple that actually was? So it's actually very cool, the system that they have here, to kind of be able to walk you through how to actually be able to place those trades. I think that's sick. I think more platforms should actually have access to something like that, because that's just absolutely insane. Now, I'm not going to go through every single tab that's here on the side, but what I will show to you guys before we go ahead and kick this thing off is right here, the mobile app button. So Nadex does not actually have a mobile app that you can download to your phone. Instead, what you can do is click this, and they have a mobile version. It looks pretty good. It looks like an app, to be honest. I guess they just don't want to put the time or money into getting an actual app. But it'll pull up a QR code to your screen. You'll go ahead and take your phone, scan the QR code, and it'll take you straight to the mobile version of Nadex, okay? Now, if you wanted to actually save this like an app, if you're on an iPhone, you can save it to your home screen by clicking the share button. All right. On the bottom, you'll click share. And then once you click share, there's a button right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you'll see it on your phone. It says add to home screen. So you can name it. You can put whatever you want there, and it will add the Nadex icon to your actual homepage, just like an app. So you guys see I have it right here in this folder. This is one of my trading folders, and that is the Nadex N right there. So if I go ahead and click it, boom, it'll bring up the Nadex mobile version, which is obviously on a website. So it's not an app, it's on a website, but it's still pretty cool to be able to monitor your trades and use it just like an actual app. Okay, so let's get back to the tutorial. So going back to scratch here, as you guys can see, your markets button is going to be on the top left, and this is where you're going to find all your different whatever it is that you trade. Now the cool part is that you can actually trade indices, you can trade forex, you can trade events, which I thought is pretty interesting. So actual events, you can trade cryptocurrency, which is actually only available to demo account right now. I believe it should be coming to Nadex pretty soon. And then you have commodities right here where you can trade oil, gold, and gas. And then you have the 5-minute binary, which is actually very interesting, but we're not going to go over that in this video. So let's just say, for example, hypothetically speaking, I wanted to trade Forex. I'm going to click the Forex tab, and you guys see here, it's going to drop down all of the Forex pairs that are actually available here on the Nadex platform. Now, there are not a lot of pairs that are available. In fact, there are only 11 Forex pairs. I honestly only count it as 10 because I don't really think many people trade the Mexican dollar in binary options. No offense. It's an exotic pair, right? So you don't really see too many exotic pairs on platforms like this. But in terms of the major pairs, there are 10 pairs that you can trade here on the platform. Some people may see that as like kind of like a bad thing that you don't get access to every single currency pair. I actually see, guys, something that's very good because what it does is it eliminates a lot of the noise. And you get to focus in, especially as a new trader, you focus in on only 10 currency pairs. From the very beginning, you don't have to worry about 30 plus and then all the extra exotics and everything else, right? It's literally just 10. So you focus on 10, and then even like if you go to your trading view, you can have 10 on your watch list, and it makes it so much easier to just sift through each one of the different pairs to find a pair for yourself and be able to catch a setup on it. But I like the concept that they limit us just a little bit, okay? It makes sense. Now, once you get to the currency pairs, obviously, you're seeing here your different pairs that you can trade. All of these right here, you guys are seeing these times, and the times are going down. So the way that the platform works is it's very different than other binary options platforms. On other binary options platform, it's a market execution style, whereas you can get into the market exactly where you want to get in at, and you can actually set whichever time frame you want to set. So if you want to get in a 1-minute trade, you can. If you want to get in a 5-minute trade, you can. If you want to get into a 30-minute trade, you can. Here on Nadex, these times are actually set for you, and it's a rolling clock. By the way, if you guys didn't know, I'll make this a little simple for you. The way that Nadex trades, it trades very similar to stock options in the sense that we trade on contracts. You have in-the-money trades, out-the-money trades, at-the-money trades. You can pull out of your trade early, so set a profit target, or pull out to minimize your loss, whatever you want. It's just so much different than regular binary options that most people are used to. All of these right here are going to be the different contracts that you have access to and the expiration times on each. So for example, if I scroll down, let's just say to Euro USD, it's going to give me the price that Euro USD is currently at. But on top of that, you're going to see all the different contract groups that you have access to or that you're able to trade here on the platform. So for example, it's going to tell you you have the 10 p.m. to 12 a.m. contracts, which typically is a 2-hour trade. That's a 2-hour trade. But as you guys can see, there's only 25 minutes left within these contracts. So again, it's a rolling clock. It doesn't stop. Right under that, you have the 11 p.m. to 1 a.m. contracts. And here, there are 1 hour and 24 minutes in these contracts, and so on and so forth. So the daily contracts at 3 a.m., you got another daily contract at 7 a.m., another daily contract at 11 a.m., so on and so forth. So these contract times, the expiration times are already set. Again, very different for regular binaries. But we're going to go in here, and what these are the different strike prices that you can get in at. Now, usually this would confuse a lot of people because you don't know what to click. What I just do is I don't really pay too much attention to this because I end up opening the chart anyway. So I'll just go ahead, you can click whichever one is the closest to the middle, and it will open up the actual chart. So you go to the bottom left, you click the hide button to get rid of all of that, and now we are looking at the actual charts, the markets, okay? So what I did to make my charts look a little bit more binary options friendly, as you guys see right here, is I changed my interval to tick, right? And then you come over here and you go to the 3 little menu button, customize appearance. You want to choose the mountain version right here. So you can choose candlesticks if you want, right? Haikanashi, line, so on and so forth. I choose mountain, and then I change it. Obviously, you can customize the color. I made the lines the way that I like it. I put, show the grid. I hide the watermark. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But that's how I make it look the way that it looks right here. Typically, you'll see the regular, candlestick chart that Nadex has to offer. By default, I personally just, I don't know, it's just something, it kind of removes the binary options from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a real binary options trader, you know what I'm talking about. We like to see our charts like this because chances are if we're trading binaries, we're doing our markups on another platform like TradingView, for example. We're getting our analysis on there, and then we're coming to our platform here, and executing the actual trade. So once you set up your charts the way that you like, or the way that you would want to set them up, there are a lot of different tools that you can actually use over here to the side. You can actually add indicators to the Nadex platform if that's what you like. You can also do your markups. Do they have the trend lines, the rectangles, so on and so forth. You can do all that kind of stuff here as well. Again, I personally don't do it here. I do it on my charting platform, and then you can choose to hide or see certain things that you typically, that you can add to your chart, right? So like the time, so on and so forth. Again, all these extra stuff, this is more or less stuff that you can kind of come in and try out for yourself, like test it out, familiarize yourself with the platform. This is not too much of important stuff, right? Being able to zoom in, zoom out, customize the charts, so on. Like, you guys can figure this out. Let's get into the good stuff. Over here on the right-hand side of the Nadex platform. So on the right-hand side of the Nadex platform, this is actually going to be your order ticket. So your order ticket is actually where you're going to go to be able to obviously start to place your trade. Now, before we get to the order ticket, I want to direct your attention to all of these lines that you see here on the screen, because this is where a lot of people get confused. So on Nadex, on the Nadex platform, this is not a market execution style of trading. These are strike prices that you see on your screen. So with each one of these strike prices, this is essentially where it is that you are getting into the actual trade. There are 3 types of order types that you will want to familiarize yourself with when it comes to strike prices, and that is in the money, out of the money, and at the money. The main 2 being in the money and out of the money. To break these down very simply, those are just, once you get to learn those and understand it, those will pretty much just tell you where it is that you're actually getting into the market. So for example, if I wanted to do an in the money trade, an in the money trade is being able to place a position, whereas I'm getting into a price, I'm getting into a contract that's priced already in profit. So let's just say, for example, the market right now is over here in this area. If I were to place a trade right here at this current strike price down here, and I'm looking for a buy, so obviously the red boxes are sells, the blue boxes are buys. If I were to look for a buy on this trade, I can actually get into the trade all the way down here, and it'll enter me into these contracts even though the market is all the way up here. So that would be considered an in the money trade. You're entering a trade already in profit. Now, there are a lot of pros to in the money as well as a lot of cons to in the money. That is going to be a completely separate video. So make sure you stay tuned and hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed, so that you can go ahead and see that video when it does pop up. So that's in the money. Out of the money would be the complete opposite. Whereas if I wanted to get into a buy all the way up here, and I know you would ask, why in the world would you do that? Well, you can literally get into a trade that'll only cost you $27. And if you win the trade, you'll win $87. One of the biggest pros to out of the money positions. But the buy is all the way up here. The markets right now are right here. So we are entering a trade that is super in the negative. That will be considered an out of the money trade. So the first thing you have to do is decide for yourself, once you get to understand the in the money, out of the money, and at the money concepts, okay, which one of these strike prices am I going to get into to go ahead and get into this trade? So let's just say, for example, I wanted to get into this one right here. So I'll go ahead and I'll click that. It'll open up the order ticket for that strike price, and it'll give me all the information on what's currently happening. This is going to be a Nadex for beginners tutorial, so I'm not going to go too into depth with order tickets, but I am going to show you how to actually understand how to place a trade on the platform. So you'll click a strike price, you'll then come over here, all right, and if you wanted to do a market execution, which is getting in right now, you'll leave it at market, and your contract size, so this size button right here, is just pretty much how much money you want to put into any specific contract. So all contracts here on the platform are going to equal 100. So let's blur out the screen real quick, and let's focus on what it is that I'm about to type on the screen. So hypothetically speaking, let's say I get into a contract that costs me $60 to get into that trade. $60 is going to be my max loss, which means I would need to have at least $60 in my account, right, in my balance, to be able to place that position. The max loss is your cost to get into the trade. That's also going to be the amount that you lose if you end up actually losing the trade. So $60 to get into the trade, obviously we know it needs to equate to 100. So what that means is that if there's $60 on the max loss, there's going to be $40 on the max profit. Now, max profit is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, that's going to be what it is that you're going to make if you actually win the trade. So the focus here is going to be your max loss and your max profit. They both are going to equate to 100, and then they're split right down the middle. Hopefully that made sense. Now, I know a lot of people are going to sit here and ask, well, how do you know which one to choose? That is going to be completely dependent on you, your strategy, and how it is that you're trading. If you guys have been watching some of my live trading videos that I have done here on the channel, where I show you guys me taking positions on the platform and actually live trading it and making some money with it, you're going to see that throughout the history of me actually uploading these videos, I have 3 different styles of trading that I actually utilize on the platform that I've grown to pretty much like and kind of got really good at. The longer term positions where I'm looking for a smaller max loss but a larger max gain. Some of the more closer contracts that are about 20-30 minutes where I'm into the trade and I'm looking more for like a 50-50 kind of split. So something that's like right down the middle or something even closer. And then when you guys eventually start seeing me trade 5-minute binaries and scalp on that, I'm not really worried too much about the max loss. And I'll explain how to do that, like really to be able to scalp on the 5-minute binaries and take it to the next level. It's super sick, but there is like you have to be really good at it. There's specific ways to do it in terms of setting profit targets, not worrying too much about max loss, and managing the trade. So it's all completely different. It's subjective, but you do have to understand exactly how they work. So each contract is going to equal 110. You can put 2 contracts on if you want, which will obviously be 220. You can put 3 contracts on if you want, which will be 330. And again, that 330 will be split between the max loss and the max profit. So if I were to choose this strike price right here, as you guys can see, on 3 contracts, my max loss is $268. My max profit is $75. This fluctuates. It changes as the markets move, which again, that is something that you're going to have to get good at understanding in terms of the way that you trade on the platform itself. So if I wanted to get in on this strike price right here, as you guys can see, my max loss is going to be 88 bucks, which is my cost to get into the trade. The max that I could win on this right now currently is fluctuating in the 20s, so about $20. And before you hit that place order button, which will get you into the trade itself, you want to look down here where you're going to see the max ROI, which will tell you your maximum return on investment for this position. As you guys can see, right now we're only looking at about 20% return on investment, which is not the best. But again, there are ways to maximize on that with this platform. As you get better, you'll understand that. And then this actually right here is actually very important. So you have the probability ITM, which is your probability of actually clearing that trade in the money. So right now, this is actually in the money position. The markets are all the way up here. I'm looking to buy down here. There is an 86% chance that I'm actually going to clear this trade if I were to place this in the next right now. There's 3 minutes left on this contract. So I'll go ahead and place it just to show you guys. But over 80% chance of me actually clearing it. So you ask yourself, why in the world would I place a trade where my maximum loss is $80 to only make 20? Well, that's because you have an 80% chance of actually clearing it. Now, the awesome part about the Nadex platform is that you actually don't have to wait until the trade expires to get out of that trade. In fact, as you guys see here, we have a floating P&L. So it actually shows you your P&L on the platform. And I'll get rid of my head here. Give me a second so that you guys can see this a little clearer. So you see it down here as well as to the left right here on the screen. It'll show you what your position is currently worth if you were to get out of that trade early. So right now, even though my max loss on this contract or on this trade is about $80, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it's between like the $80 and $90 range. I can actually hop out of this trade right now if I wanted to early to minimize my risk, and I would only be taking a $5 loss if I were to get out of the trade early. So the P&L that Nadex shows isn't how much money you're making or how much money you're losing right now. In fact, you can actually be in profit like I am. My trade right now is currently in profit because I bought down here and the market's all the way up here. But my max loss is still at negative $5. Again, that is only telling me if I were to get out of the trade early right now, and let's just say I wanted to minimize risk because I see the market's reversing and it's coming back down to my entry, I can choose to get out and click this button right here, and I can close the trade. Instead of an $80 loss, I can close it at $9 or $8 or whatever it says on your screen at that time. Now, the same thing applies to, obviously, if the P&L is green. If you're actually in profit, right, and the P&L is green, you can hop out before the trade actually expires as well. So let's just say, for example, my max profit is 20 bucks, and I have a P&L right now where it says I can actually get out of the trade with $15. If I'm okay with getting out early and I'm like, you know what, I'll just go ahead, I want to take profit right now, I can actually do that. I can choose to close the trade with a positive if it shows positive, or you can also set profit targets on Nadex as well. And we're not going to go too much into depth with that, but as you guys can see, based on obviously the contract price and where it's currently at, versus where you want to get out at. If your price were to hit that price, if the current price on Nadex were to hit that price, you would be going ahead and taking profit on whatever it is that you set your take profit. So hypothetically speaking, let's go ahead and show you guys real quick. So right now we are currently at about 92, right? So this contract is currently at the 92 range, and you can see that down here, right? So as you guys see, we have about 20 seconds left in this trade. We are still in profit for this trade. So what happens is that you can no longer get out early. The trade is about to expire. You no longer have the opportunity to get out early. You have to wait until expiration. 7 seconds left, 3 seconds left, 2 seconds left, 1 second left. And we just went ahead and we cleared that trade. So now the trade has disappeared from our screen. If you want to go back and actually see that trade and how you did on it, what you would do is you would click the top right corner, click the account button. Once you click account, you'll go down to history and you can choose, okay, let's just say last 6 hours. I'll go ahead and view the history. As you guys can see here, it's going to show you how much it costs you to get into the trade, any fees that occurred with obviously getting into that trade. So this was the entry fee, this was the expiration fee. So when you're looking at your trade history, anytime you see this green 100, that means your trade has expired and you got your full payout. Let's say I got out early. If I exited the trade early, it'll show me green, and then also whatever number I exited the trade as. If I took a loss, then this actually right here is going to say 0. That means I didn't make any money. So a lot of people get confused and they think that they're losing trades because the P&L shows red. That is not the case, guys. Just because the P&L shows red doesn't mean that you actually lost the trade. It just means that at the time that you were looking at it, they were offering you a price to get out early, which happened to be in the negative. But if you chose not to get out early and you held it to expiration and actually cleared the trade, you come over here, you'll see it is green. If it's green, you are good. If it says 0, then that means you lost. Now down here on the bottom as well, you also have your 24-hour history right here as well, where you can actually monitor your trades. So as you guys see right here, the order was sent at 95 price. It actually filled me at 93, which is a little bit better. But your history is right here on the bottom as well. Now, if you have any pending orders that are waiting to be opened, or let's just say hypothetically you set a profit target, any kind of pending orders are going to be right here in the orders tab, just sitting here waiting to be filled. Once they get filled, it'll be right here in the positions tab. And that's it. That's all you really need as someone that's brand new to the Nadex platform to really understand how to go ahead, understand the platform a little bit better, customize your charts as much as you want to customize them, and of course, being able to take and place your first few trades. Understanding how to actually place those trades is pretty much understanding how to actually make money on the platform. So hopefully this video made sense to you guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up if you have not done so already. Add it to your favorites. Come back rewatching a few times because I'm sure you're not going to get it on the first time of you watching this video. But as you're actually placing these trades and utilizing the platform, you might start to understand it a little bit better. Maybe come back and get a reference from this video and then go back to the platform and actually trade again. And I guarantee you guys, as you're doing it, you're naturally going to start to understand things more and more and more. This is how I learned to trade on this platform. All self-taught, to be honest with you guys, because there are really no good videos here on YouTube on how to use the platform itself. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, guys, it's your boy Rico, a.k.a. RockStarrFX. I'm out. Peace.
Feel just like a rock star.